was listening to Lawrence O'Donnell few days ago, and there was this doctor that came on, and as you know, with the coronavirus, it is disproportionately killing black people. And this doctor said something that really touched me, right? But it didn't only touch me from the racial disparity that's been occurring with black people dying from the coronavirus. I took it, I felt the message was one that should take on a lot more meaning. Let me play it and then I'll come back to it on the other side.
Speaking to the African American community, as president of the National Medical Association and the chief medical officer here in Watts in California, we need to advocate for ourselves. I keep getting the feeling that we look like helpless or something like that. The NMA has been advocating for decades about this issue with the disparities. We can't just wait for someone to do it for us. For example, advocate by doing something in 7 months. There will be an election. Look at the positions of those that are running state, local, federal, and make your determination. We need to advocate for ourselves as patients. If you have hypertension and the doctor says your hypertension is out of control, demand that he gets your hypertension under control. African Americans, if you're on one medication, you're likely not under control. And then support the organizations that have your best interests at heart. That is how we can go past this and not just be a victim.
Dr. Brooks, thank you very much for overriding my questioning and telling the audience what it needs to hear, because this subject is far more complex than any of us here at the Anchor Desk can deal with.
Let's first talk about the black issue, right? It is true that black people get substandard service at hospitals. I've been a victim of it myself. In other words, you go to the hospital, you're definitely not treated the same. Many things are definitely taken for granted, and you have to be an advocate for yourself. I also saw it with my daughter when she got a stroke at the hospital, where she had to be an advocate for herself. Staying on the topic of black people and how they vote as well. If you have a candidate, given the state of healthcare in the black community, that we should have Medicare for all. I went to a Sanders event in Nevada, and this black doctor came out and she said,
a disproportionate amount of poor people of all colors, black people, and brown people who are left uninsured. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's a coincidence. The only way that I can ensure that all people who look like me will have health insurance that they need is by guaranteeing it for everyone as a human right. Everyone is included. Nobody who looks like me can be excluded.
And the results can definitely be seen across the board with regards to the healthcare that black people get and the results out of that healthcare. Black people allow themselves to be hoodwinked into thinking that somehow Medicare for all was not attainable, not for them, so then they chose a candidate who definitely will not give the type of healthcare requested. That said, I want to expand on this message. You have to be an advocate for yourself. Being an advocate for yourself, it doesn't matter on what subject. Women have to be advocate for themselves to ensure that no man has control over their bodies. You cannot vote for candidates who are wishy-washy on that specific issue if it matters for you. If you are a student, you have to vote for a candidate who is going to make your life better as a student with a heavy debt load. You should not be supporting a candidate that says, oh, maybe so. If you are a mother, a father that cannot go to work because you cannot get child care, you cannot vote for candidates who are saying, we can't afford that. If you are a person living in the middle of the ghetto, living on the mountaintop in Appalachia where the carbon is rolling down the hills, which is polluting your streams, you cannot vote for candidates who says, we want to get rid of regulations that will then pollute the water you drink and the air you breathe. You have to be your own advocate. One of the problems in America is we have assigned advocacy to others for us. We have allowed others to negotiate our own well-being. We have not become our own advocate in a plethora of different issues that affect us all. So if we want to succeed going forward in 2020, we have to remember to be our own advocate, irrespective of the narrative coming from the top. Advocate for the issues that have material impact on our own lives. We do that, and then we'll start to see change. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel, and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.